when we think of being regulated, let's think of the normalized distribution. That there's like this normalized group that's around 65%. There's out the extremes that are in the 1 to 3. And then there's these spaces between. So now let's use this normalized distribution for like zones of regulation. So imagine this is the green zone, a regulated state. A regulated state is where I can access my executive functions, so I can execute a plan, so I can lead my thoughts, feelings, actions, so to move towards desired outcomes. So let's say when we get out of that and our energy is starting to disconnect, and it's going to warn us because it's growing. When we get out of that and we're heading towards like fight, it's going to warn us, right? So, and whenever we think of these like normalized distributions or behavior, think of intensity, duration, how often or how long, and frequency, how often. So over here, my energy is going to give me an indicator that I'm being disconnected and my energy is starting to get dull. Over here, my energy is starting to move faster. So if you think of these two extremes, so this is extreme fight, and like revenge and hostileness, and if you think really extreme like homicidal ideation, over here is just sadness, existential doubt, dullness, despair. You think of suicidal ideation over here. But so the ideation could just be the intensity, right? Completion could be the intensity. So there's a range here at varying levels of intensity, length, and frequency, how often. But if you could start to think about your own life from the lens of self-care, is that we should be in this balanced state of equilibrium where we can access our problem solving and move towards discomfort 65% of the time, most of the time. This energetic, like when we start to disconnect from this regulated state, or think of like a really strong wireless connection, real clear. So from that state, you can grow and expand and create and all that stuff. So these indicators out here, whether the energy is moving faster or slower, those are indicators. And if we can grow in our awareness to notice the discomfort when we're outside of this state, we can take less duration to soothe the discomfort to move towards our desired outcome. So, and then these zones, these can be varied intensities, right? So we each are going to have our extreme. So maybe a low intensity extreme, maybe like I need to take a mental health day. Maybe a low intensity extreme over here, maybe I just need to take a break from that person, right? So these extremes do not have to be like completion of really violent means towards self or others. It can vary. So this is just a way to be curious about your own regulated state. This is regulated. This is where everything lives. This is where flexibility lives. This is where all those executive functions live. This is where we're a problem solver. And that's what we're trying to do, is execute better results. This is also where creativity in the check-in, inspiration, and possibility. So checking in.